last week that I brought to the mayor. But I think we need to sit down and craft something that actually works instead of taking something from somewhere else, putting it in. That we don't need half of what's in there. That's for sure. That's my opinion.
And I don't know, we need to do something about when people, the businesses, I've seen a lot of business, they cut the grass that they have, but at the curb, they got weeds 3-4 feet high.
Right.
I mean, what do we do?
But that falls under that, and here's how I know. When I used to own the bar, I was in transition to selling it. It was supposed to have been sold and wasn't. The weeds got high at the curb. Mayor Stalker wrote me a letter. I mean, I was on council.
Yeah.
We went down there, and so there has to be something
Well, if
in place.
For instance, I drove by the Cornersburg, or the pizza place on the bottom of Center Street.
Okay.
I mean, the grass is cut, but in the Devil Strip and everywhere else around the telephone poles and stuff. I mean, the weeds are really high.
So I mean, I would assume there's something in there to address that.
Yeah.
That's going to fall under.
We probably already have something.
Yeah,
to
for
address
stuff like that.
Sure.
But I think they're more in tune with things sitting idle and projects not moving along.
Yes.
And I think,
Like downtown.
yeah, I think Mr. Patrick has said the exact same thing. You know what I mean? So if we need to put in our own permitting system here, that we can control timelines, I think that's something I'm willing to look into.
I truly wish he had the money to do that project down there, because his vision is really nice.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The vision is beautiful, but
I mean, it's coming along slowly. I mean, you know, it is what it
Too
is.
slow.
He's a one-man show, that's the only thing.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, like I said, I'm on the side of the city as far as it getting done. I feel for him because I've been in that spot. I've bit off more than I could chew 20 times and had to make it work, and I've been there, you know what I mean? But I think moving forward, we really do need to implement some type of our own permitting system, because right now their permits are from the county. So they're following county standards. Go ahead, Mike.
Talking with Mahoney County about the situation downtown, the administration could put timeframes on it.
Now, do we have to put,
They, not we.
but
they.
do they need an ordinance to actually enforce
No,
that?
They can tell them.
the safety service director can order a timeline.
Right, so on the average, a permit's good for a year. He could extend it for a year. But that's up to them to put a time frame on it. Now, if we.
You're
put-
saying through the county, it's good for a year and they can extend it a
They
year?
extend, or they can keep extending it, they
Okay.
average a year at a time.
So we need to implement our own system then?
We do, they do.
Okay.
I
Well,
mean, we can put an ordinance together, that's fine.
well, what I was thinking is if we put an ordinance in deeming that you had to then get a permit through the city, which they would issue, and we could stipulate that permit, it would be the same thing.
We can do that, right, but I'm just
That's
saying,
what I was thinking.
and that's fine, we can do that, but talking with Mahoney County, Amy down to,
Board of Health.
Doesn't,
building inspection.
Okay.
don't they, when they receive grant money, isn't there a timeline on that?
They average a year at a time, unless.
For grant money, to be used and
On an average,
done.
yes.
Okay,
Because he got a grant to do outside windows and stuff outside, it was given a year. It is due December of 26. It's up. As long as they show they are doing what they're supposed to do, the county can extend it, and they can extend it, and they can extend it. But Amy told me from Mahoney County that the city can put a time frame on it.
And our timeline would supersede the county's?
Our timeline is for
For the
us.
city. So it would
So if
be
you get a grant-
enforceable by us and it would be
fine
penalized,
afterwards,
it would be
Oh,
penalized
okay.
by us versus
Right.
penalized by the county.
Right. But if you get, like, he got a grant for windows and exterior
The
work and
roof.
stuff.
I think
Yeah,
it
they
was for
put
the
a
roof
time
as
frame
well.
on it. But say they don't get a grant and they go through the county and they show everything that they wanna do, they give them a year. They keep extended it a year, as long as they show goodwill onto trying to complete this project. But it's-
I do believe he's shown that, but he's the only one working, that's the
Right.
problem.
Well, that's up
Yeah.
to the safety
Yeah.
service
I mean-
director and the mayor to put a time frame on
My
it.
thing would be, look, it's been a long time, but if you could get the outsides of the building, the aesthetics of the outside
You
finished.
can work on the inside.
You can
as
work
long
on the
as you
inside
want.
Right.
for 5 years. Ain't nobody gonna complain about any of that. That's kind of where I wanna make my distinctions here. I'm not really trying to go after people who are making progress
Right.
in the downtown. I mean, that's a lot of work, it's a lot of money, I get it. But to finish the outside where aesthetically it looks pleasing to everybody, listen, take all the time you need on the inside, you know what I mean?
Actually, if you look at the back of the buildings, they look really nice.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah, they do.
I
From
thought
from
I
coming
thought
down
when the
Lowville
windows went
Road,
in, I thought it looked
Yeah,
a lot,
oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it,
and he graded that hill, and it's all
And-
wide open back
and
there.
you do have to say, listen, I get it's taking long, but he is doing it right. I mean, he
Mm.
tore these things all the way down, and maybe he should have tore one down at a time.
How about
And-
having the money to do it?
Well, that's the thing too. And what's gonna happen if we do stop this and it's gonna be
Yeah.
blight?
Well,
yeah, I don't.
So
I,
this, I mean,
we're in it now.
my opinion
Exactly.
for him, keep giving him timeline, let him do his thing, because
How
it's,
long are you
they're just,
supposed to give them?
I got it, but
No, but
what's
how
it gonna
long
do?
everybody
It's just gonna
done?
sit there.
I gotta
That-
agree
And
with
there,
that.
then it's really gonna
We're
look,
in it
That's
right
right,
now.
we're in it, and
it's really gonna
You
look
know-
horrible if we let it go then.
We could Monday morning quarterback this and say in a perfect world, but again, the reality is we're here.
Right.
What is
but-
gonna
but
get?
then again, I don't wanna put the timeline on him and then start finding him where he don't have money to even
Well,
finish
No,
the project.
maybe
no,
when
that's
we-
why I said moving forward. I think these are all great.
we need to have a different approach
We-
in terms of allowing somebody to do something. like that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
when we come
that's when
back
should've
from break,
did that in the first place.
And
like
we
you said.
really should though do exactly what Mike said, and I know he said the administration could do it, but we could implement a permitting system too, where we're issuing these permits and not issuing them based on basically what's getting done and what isn't.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
we need to sit
Oh, yeah,
down and,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
before we get back
For
from break.
example, in your situations, you do a lot of county work, right?
Yes.
Now, do you have to go to the city and get a permit in addition?
It depends. So generally, like, let's say I'm working in Girard. Anywhere in Girard, if I work on the road, so it's a little bit
Yeah.
different. Anywhere in Girard, whether I'm on a county road, if I'm in the city limits of Girard, I'm going to get a permit, a work permit. You're gonna get one for the year that says you could work there. If you don't have that, forget it. They are shutting you down. I mean,
Okay.
they're very strict. And
Well,
there
maybe
is
that's the
gonna be
route we
somebody
should
out
go.
there looking, like even for stuff like that, there's gonna be somebody out there looking at your work.
Yeah.
To make sure that that's getting put in how they want. Now, they might not stand over your shoulder and watch you work, but they're gonna come for the key specifics that is being done. When I work for the county, let's say in Boardman is a little bit different, it's big, it's a little bit more lax. The county though, will come out when I'm working on a county road and watch, make sure that I'm at the right depth, I'm using the right material, and it's getting done how they want it done. County roads, generally I'll contact someone and see about traffic control, what they want done. But as far as a permitting goes, some places are tough and some places are very lax.
Now, should the city have their own inspector to inspect these things?
You're saying as far as the work quality, I think,
Even when we have road projects done, I mean, they should be
that's probably
monitored,
a
right?
different can of worms, and I could definitely see that. I think we would be opening up too much on the construction projects for us to get our own inspector. I think the county's inspector is perfect for that, because they're big enough to have that position. Like, it's a countywide
Yeah.
position, right? For us, I think we would just be inflating local government and something we don't need if we had our own commercial inspector just for Struthers. There's not that much construction. And if you wanted to talk about maybe doing it for the roads, they would just implement either Anthony, who already has that position,
Yeah.
or Tom Noble.
Yeah.
That's something like, when I deal with other places, I usually deal with the safety service director, even Lowville, I don't think it's, the job title is a safety service director. Joanne, she is, whatever Lowville has as a safety service director. So if I'm cutting a road in Lowville, I have to call, let her know what road I'm on. I tell her my plan for traffic control. And once she knows you and she knows you're that person who is gonna call, is gonna do what he's supposed to do, has at least a plan in his head for traffic control, isn't just going down there and throwing it up, then you form a relationship with those people, and it's
Sure.
usually not as nitpicky. They know that they can trust you. But yeah, I call her every time I'm in town.
Lori,
I have
you
to work
any
in
thoughts
Niles next week, I have to do the same thing.
Any thoughts on
on
Like-
down there?
what, downtown?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I feel the same way too as you guys, like, I'd hate to see him, you know, if we could get some of those fronts looking a little bit better. Eric's been working really hard on all that stuff,
I agree.
Yeah,
so, and it does look better than it did look.
Yeah,
Except for that-
we're getting there little
Yeah.
by little.
I mean,
Except for
you-
the end building, you know, if we could get that sided or that green, you know.
well, I.
the building I've been catching flack about, to be honest, isn't Eric's.
It's the Bridge Street.
It is the old Eagle Antiques that is boarded up with wood. That's kind of the one that, when I hear complaints, at least Eric's you see progress.
Right.
Yeah, there's
There-
nothing.
So that one I get
Bob
questioned
Beck
about,
knows that.
and I
Yeah,
don't
but I don't
know,
even know if there's a plan for that building.
I'm not really sure
And
either.
I think
He's-
that's one of
he's-
the reasons that they wanna bring something out about
Right,
the vacant building.
Because you know what,
Because of that building.
Okay.
And
Yeah, that's.
But
that's-
that building to me, and this is my opinion, I haven't dissected the ordinance for it, but that building to me would fall under blight. Because it has a
But-
plywood front.
But also, when we first told them that, when Eric owned it, they had to board it up to make it safe,
Mm-hmm.
so that followed, so it
that's
was
what
up,
he
it
did,
was,
what they wanted him to do.
exactly,
Yeah.
so
So where
now,
you, where's the?
it's-
Yeah, but then how
it's-
long you let that go?
But that's-
I mean,
That's
you know,
what
yeah,
I'm
that's
telling
where
you.
we-
Yeah, I would agree.
You know.
There hasn't
I
been
would
no
agree with
action there
Jimmy,
in a
I
long
mean,
time.
and I would agree with both of you, because if we did ask them to do that, they did secure it.
When did
Right.
that
However,
sell to
I
Bob?
thought that we had an
When did you
ordinance
buy
against
that?
boarded up windows
Last summer,
Oh, is that
that had,
long?
they're on a
ago?
timeline, correct?
Oh, wow.
I think.
Tarps on
From what
roofs,
I'm
we have
hearing,
yeah, I
one,
think so.
not that that falls under,
But
but,
like you said, we have so many laws that just aren't enforced.
yeah.
There's
And-
gotta be something too for that, like, to have it boarded up like.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
I
we
thought
do
the
have
board,
some.
we
to
have a
look.
boarded up one, don't we? You've
Mine
been here
was only
forever,
supposed to be good for like 90 days, I think.
okay.
Temporary basis, you got a fire in your house, you need to secure it, okay, you put plywood up.
I thought it was 30 days, but
I think it's like 90.
90
I
would
could be
make-
wrong, I
90
could
would
be
make more
wrong.
sense now,
We
because
do
if you
have
had to
something.
order a window, it's gonna take a month to come in,
No.
so you
No,
kind
up there, up next to me, it's been that way for 6 months.
okay.
And like the downtown, I think all the windows have been ordered, I believe, for the fronts of those
I think that's what he
buildings.
said last time he was
Oh,
here.
yeah, I thought that they're due to come in.
I thought they were gonna
anytime,
come in
yeah.
last month, actually.
Yeah.
The windows look really good on the corner building.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they really do.
Mhm.
and
but
I
I'm-
think it's gonna look great once the siding's up.
I think we really need to kind of go over that, take out what we don't need, but we need to do it with them too,
Yeah.
the administration, and capture kind of what
But
everybody's
really with
after.
the safety service director, so he knows wherever he
Yeah.
stands and
Yeah.
what he has to get
Yeah,
enforced. And, I think,
because she really does, when I spoke with the mayor, she really is pushing, she wants some teeth on some of that stuff, which is fine. I just wanna take out the things where we're trying to demand more out of people who are already keeping their place the way it should be. You know what I mean?
right, I mean, should we have a timeline on how long nothing has been done to it? Or, because,
I
I mean,
think
Or a
so.
start to finish timeline.
but then again, you know, we can't.
I think
That's
if
a
we
fine, that's a fine
I
line
think
for
if we-
people that take care of it and don't do anything with
Bob,
Yeah,
302 Broad Street, that house been that way for 20 years and he's still saying he's fixing it up.
it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Come on,
Yeah.
I think they're talking more about commercial
Yeah.
properties,
doesn't
correct?
matter, residential, building
But
is a
isn't Mike's
building,
Party
it's
Shop
that
technically
way.
residential?
I'm sorry, say
Mike's
that,
Party Shop, isn't that technically residential?
no, it's commercial though.
That's
Is it?
commercial,
Yeah,
Yeah, that Broad Street's commercial.
Yeah,
Did I-
yeah, and I mean, like I said, I
Come
think
on.
we should issue
Well, that
permitting
works.
that we can then either pull or use, to make someone finish something, I really do.
Bob, what's your thoughts? You're a business owner.
Yeah, he put a lot of time into something that he can't finish,
Yeah.
but he has been making an effort. I mean, I see the position he's in is pretty tough.
I've been there.
Yeah.
It's that
Yes.
was my life.
Yes.
10 years ago, I was that kid, so
Mhm.
I really, I'm not trying to be a hypocrite by any means, because I literally have been there where you're working 20 hours a day on it, I mean, it's what it is.
I think he's making progress regardless of the facts.
But I would like to see, like Mike said, in the future, us start to put, if we issued our own permits, then everybody knows what's expected
Sure.
off the start.
We should have addressed the financial situation before they even got started, as a city, to take care of
Yeah,
those buildings down there.
But it
Because they,
truly,
didn't- like you said, Youngstown would have never gave them permission to do anything like that, right?
I don't know, we would have to talk to John too, cause I don't know the legality of demanding finances on private property prior to letting someone start it. And you could probably do that with the permitting, but this is a private building that he bought, yeah, it's in our downtown, that is correct.
Right.
Now, we could definitely try finding him or going after him under blight ordinances, because it's unfinished. You could go after under those things, but as far as demanding his finances before he starts working on it, I don't know
I mean,
that
the
that's.
whole
Hey,
project when they
Let me
bought.
tell you something. When I tore down the Oddfellows Hall, Dan Manlin made me put the amount of money for demoing it in an escrow account costing $500,
What was the reason?
because he didn't like me.
Well, I don't wanna treat people like that, you know what I mean, that's not a good reason for
That's
us
what
to
happened.
do
Well,
that, I get
had
it.
set an escrow account.
I understand, but I don't, I mean,
But
whether
if-
I like people or I don't, I'm not gonna treat them like
Yeah.
that under this position.
Yeah, if we're gonna do something, we gotta do it.
Yeah,
the
we
right
like,
way.
Permitting
like
is the way
everybody.
to go.
I
Because in
agree.
Well,
hindsight,
who's gonna tell them not to buy it anyway? I mean, honestly, the way it was, I mean.
I
you
looked
could
at
Have
it,
a guy.
I looked at it prior to that, and
Yeah.
you know what, it was a great opportunity, but I would have been in the same spot he is, maybe not in the financial spot, it's still a lot of work, and it would have consumed every one of my businesses to try to get that done, and I wouldn't have been able to get it done in a timeline that would have been reasonable for anyone.
And like I said,
I think that's just
how,
me being a little bit more experienced at this point in my career,
how long did it sit
new to stay
the way
away
it
from it.
was before?
Right,
yeah, and
Oh,
in
it's sat for a long
hindsight,
so it looks a lot better than
It
what
does.
it
we
was.
knew that this
That's
was
the way it
gonna
looked.
happen.
There's progress being made.
we
Let it
would
be.
have had something in place.
I think
to
permitting,
protect
I
us
think,
and
to be
have-
honest,
But like some
But
of
I
then
them-
think
again-
permitting is the fairest way to do it, I
Yeah.
really do.
During the, Mayor Stalker's
Mhm.
realm, there was businesses in those buildings,
Yeah, there was.
all of them, every one of them.
But
They didn't
I feel like
last.
that building could have probably been cited back then for,
Oh, well, I'm
Blight.
sure.
Oh, they were, cause I mean, you remember the one building on the corner, it had rain coming in it, where was that bar in there? Social Club,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that
Oh,
was
yeah.
horrible.
See, I
Can you
I
imagine
mean,
what the other ones were?
never did that, but I remember us actively going after Mr. Gabriel, cause his building became a safety hazard to the city.
The brick was
Which,
falling
yeah,
out.
which we
Yeah.
were able to get taken down, and Eagle Antiques was the big one, we went
That
after
was
forever.
It was
Because-
condemned.
Yeah, I mean, people shouldn't have been allowed to go in there, that's just the
It should have been
truth.
torn down.
Yeah, it really should have.
When it was condemned, it should have been torn down.
that's how I feel about New Lease. Should've just been torn
But
down.
I think that permitting is the way to go, it's the fairest, people know what's expected from the start by the permit that we granted, that makes the most sense to me. And again, as far as the other
So
buildings
do we
go,
permit a certain amount of time on the size of the job? Cause, you know,
Or they would have to would it be a renew the permit, like
Well,
maybe like you could.
I think you're gonna permit certain things,
I
right?
think a year at the most.
So, certain
Yeah, that's
specifics are
true.
gonna fall under one permit, and certain specific, it's not gonna be a blanket permit where you just a general construction permit that you're gonna get to do whatever you want. I think you would put timelines based on what is getting done.
Yeah,
So
that's what I
if I
meant.
need a permit
The
for
size
the
of the
windows, the
project.
siding and the roof, an exterior permit. Based on that, we might give you a 90-day permit,
Okay,
from the time work starts to the time it ends.
but in today's
Something
delivery
like that,
delivery
I could
time,
see a year.
I could see a year,
Yeah.
100%.
But if he shows plans and shows his intent, you could extend it for a year. I'm fine with that,
Yeah, but we're going on too long, that's your
4
point.
years. And if you remember, it was a year ago, October, him and his uncle come in here and said that they were gonna be open in October and businesses would be, ain't even close.
Yeah.
His uncle backed out too.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I think we're,
He's a
If-
man in a business world and he should act accordingly.
yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying.
I
But-
get that too, but let's just say this, okay? That's a business world. You go up and down the streets of Struthers, there is blight like no other.
Are they businesses?
Well, does it matter?
Yes, it does.
It does matter when I'm in my residential area and I gotta look at stuff too. Like, he's at least making progress down there, it does look better. So, I mean, I get that.
It's not
We
a,
have so much
it's not
blight
a,
everywhere.
We do.
he is not a child in his living room, and I've been saying this, and I'm gonna use it one more time, he is not a child in his living room with an erector set, trying to make a building.
I get
He's
it.
a businessman in a business world, and he should have taken all this into account.
I think a lot of it fell into his hands.
Well, and I
unexpected.
also
Whatever,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well,
I'm
you know,
the
you
same
can
way,
also
too.
look at it this way, Mike.
Where would
I
it
mean,
be
you know, we
without?
are, you know, we're in council, we make, create legislation and everything. We, you know, you could very easily say, we should have been better prepared for that. You know,
True.
I mean, you know, so you know,
The
some of the
administration-
blame falls on our shoulders.
Not, the administration, that's administration to issue the permit and follow up on his progress and act accordingly. We're legislators, they're administrators.
Yeah, so, but I feel like, you know, everything's being, you know, dumped on his shoulders, where I think there's some shared responsibility, Eric's. You know, because he's not done, you know, you're saying he's a businessman,
he's
he should
young.
act accordingly and all these other things, but there are other things that,
So let's look at it for 5 more years.
no, I don't wanna look at it for
Well,
5
I'm
years.
just telling you.
But I
we're-
can
No,
see delays in delivery of windows, siding, roofs, everything.
I gotta be realistic too. As much as we get on Eric, or Mike wants to get on Eric for being unprepared for that project, right? Nobody else was ever gonna take that project on. Who
Exactly.
had the resources, okay?
Right.
I had the resources, I seen the project that was gonna become, and I stayed away from it. Where would we be had he not taken it on? And I'm not saying we shouldn't try to move it
Hopefully,
along.
we would have
I'm-
been tearing it down.
I think that's where we,
Honestly, what
that's
what's
where we
gonna
would have been
happen.
though.
Yeah.
Nobody else who had the experience that I've had over the years was gonna take that project on. You needed a guy that was doing it based
Well,
off
yeah,
of heart, more or less,
I love his
and
vision, I really do.
you really did, that's just the truth. After my years of experience, I wouldn't have got into that. You needed a guy who was green, who was hungry. You got him.
And he just needs more labor help, is what he
Just,
really
you
needs,
know.
And money.
and money.
Well, hey, you know, it's like we are where we are.
And
You
that's
know, and
perfect.
we can talk about point fingers and everything else, but the thing of it is, it's like, what are we gonna do to make sure that this doesn't happen again?
We need to issue permanent. And
There
I
you
think
go.
that's the
Right.
first step, and I'm
Yeah,
good
man, we
with
don't
that.
issue permits, administration.
They issue them, but we can make them mandatory by
Make
legislation.
it so they have to.
Correct.
Yeah.
We can put that in the legislation, that it is mandatory, then, if we put it in the legislation, we can control the terms
So should we get
of the
maybe like,
permits.
does Gerard have legislation?
Yeah,
for
we
that?
should look into,
Yeah.
we should look into
I'll
a
tell
couple other places and just kind of pull from there. It doesn't mean we're gonna use their specific, but we might take 5 places and tailor ours
Yeah.
to what we took out of each of them.
Combined, yeah.
Yeah, I don't wanna do it lazy where we go to one place and we just take what they have.
I agree.
I don't really care for that, you know what I mean? Our city is ours, let's make it how we want it
Yeah,
to
we
be.
gotta tailor it to
Tailor
our
it for
needs.
us,
Yes,
Yeah.
but I agree, moving forward, do we need to start doing that? Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. But I also think with this one, we are where we are. Let's figure out how we're gonna get through it.
Let's give him the money so he can finish it.
Why don't you?
He already asked me.
Well, I already told him no.
Listen, when we get back from break, let's get him in here and see where he's
Yeah.
at.
Well, that's another thing
does,
too.
does he,
That's all. And he's more than
is
welcome.
he eligible to apply for grants, or probably not, huh?
I have no
Here,
I
idea.
think he's got quite a bit of help already.
He
Yeah,
has.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we got, what, 200,000, I think,
for the roof.
I think that was
Yeah.
it,
for
yeah.
roof and windows,
Roof, yeah.
facade.
So if he didn't get grants, where the hell would he be?
Agreed.
Mm.
I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
glad that 200,000 got put into those buildings for grants. You know, whether he put it in or whether grants put it in,
But
we
just,
still have to
just,
take it into terms of
just bringing them up to
200,000
code,
now went into
Like
downtown.
I said,
I mean,
his money's source
just bringing
left.
them up to code on the inside. But they had one hot water tank for all 3 buildings?
yeah.
No.
No, there's a lot of work.
They didn't?
I thought they did.
What?
They had one? Or they
Yeah,
did not?
That's what I'm hearing. No, you can't have one for all
No,
three.
that's
But I
what they
think that's
had.
what they
I
had.
know.
Yeah.
And
No,
he
I
didn't know
mean-
that until he got in and started tearing things
Well, he
apart.
never prepared himself.
That part I would say too. But again, we're at where
But I
we're
don't
at.
think it was,
I don't
Him.
either. I
like I
agree.
said, I think a lot of this fell on him, and now he's trying to make the best of it. And I can't blame him for that.
Me either.
Me either.
Yeah, oh, definitely not, no.
He would sit there for 5 more years.
It ain't gonna sit there 5 more years. Come on, Mike, give the
Well,
kids
how
some
do you
credit.
know? It's
Give
been 4
the
now.
kids some credit, would you? Come on.
Yeah, I think once he gets the windows installed, you know,
Well, I'll be
that's gonna
honest.
make a tremendous
It
difference
could,
on how those
it could sit
buildings
there,
look.
when he
And then
finishes the inside, it could
inside, you
sit
know,
there as long as
Yeah, you
he
can take
needs
as long
to.
as you want on the inside.
That's what I said too, the inside could sit as long as he needs to, it's his money, it's his project.
But we can't keep
But we can't-
keep harping on him when we let the antiques
Eagle
building go.
Antiques, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mike's
I mean,
Party
we gotta
Shop.
get on the owner of that one just as
Yeah.
much
Yeah,
as
that
say,
Mike's pretty
get a
shitty.
move on
Well,
it.
again, at
It's
least that,
horrible.
Eric's, you could say it's taking a long time, fair enough.
But he's
It's-
working.
It's working and it's
Mhm.
moving in progress.
Nothing's
If
happening
you,
on that.
if
other
you're gonna bring in the couple other ones, you could really say nothing is literally getting done.
And I think that's the whole reason that.
And
the
I do
administration
too,
wanna
but
bring that.
I just don't wanna try to change anything for people who are doing what they're supposed to do.
I
That's all.
Oh,
That's all, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
What, Mike's house?
No,
Oh.
on Bridge Street,
Oh.
I don't even know what the plans are for that, the old antique building,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. So what,
Mayor was talking about bringing him in,
How long ago did he buy that, Mike?
I think it's about a year ago.
And it just, he bought it and that was it, it's just been sitting.
let's see.
So there's no effort there.
if
Well,
that-
and then-
Now
there
that
again.
bothers me.
The whole sad situation is
if you
Greenleaf
look-
wanted to buy that,
Yeah,
and they said $600,000.
If you look at the other buildings he's bought, he's done the same thing. He fixes them up and then he leaves them sit.
Yeah, but he's not
He didn't
fixing
even
I
it.
touch
mean,
that one.
yeah, my thing
He
is,
didn't even
again,
touch that one.
there's a big difference between not doing anything at all and the building has blight,
Right,
and it doesn't have a business in it. I have no problem that it doesn't have a business in it,
but keep it up.
but I have we should have problems with the way that it looks in our downtown.
Well, there are a number of vacant, buildings up at Fifth Street Plaza, aren't there the number of units that are vacant
Sure.
up there?
yeah.
There always
Yeah,
is.
so-
Across from Elton.
But it's
Yeah.
kept up, I mean,
Yeah,
so we
right.
don't have an
Exactly.
issue.
Elton is not
Exactly,
kept up.
Where? I'm
Across
sorry.
from Elton?
Oh, no, we were talking about the Fifth Street Plaza.
Oh, the plaza.
That is
Well, there's
probably,
that
to be
bank
honest
or
with
has
you,
been
that is probably ready to
empty
be torn
for-
out.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
saying the old,
yeah, long
with
time.
across from,
Well,
so you're talking about
Briarville.
across from the Elton?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
building
That,
there, yeah.
yeah, I mean, it
That one's kinda,
That's neat.
needs a roof, had no heating source, and one of the walls is buckling. So, I mean, I think you're on borrowed time there, to be honest.
So we can condemn it.
That's what I mean, like,
Correct.
why aren't we?
Sure, you could.
We should pursue that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think we
I mean,
need
we-
administration in to talk about some of the stuff we just talked about.
Yeah.
If they're bringing
Well,
over there.
like.
Again,
We need to.
They
start
wanna move forward with something as
enforcing-
bad as we do.
Enforcing our laws on this stuff.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
On the commercial stuff, though, I think they wanna move forward with this as bad as we do. We just need to find a place where it works. It works.
so what are we supposed to do on the residential properties that are, like Lori said, blight, like just blight, like?
Well, we already
we
have,
already
we
have
have
stuff-
stuff there.
That's what,
I
that's
have
what I'm
like
saying, but
yards
like,
on my street that are half cut and half up like
Yeah.
this,
but
Well,
like,
like, what
that's- I
are
was
we,
just
what
talking
are
about
we
that on the-
supposed to do, because
the
we already
double
have
strips.
stuff on the.
The
Yeah.
yard's cut, the double strip is
yeah,
4 feet
it's
high.
like, well, yeah, it doesn't
Well,
make sense.
I mean, again, that falls under ordinances, I'm assuming we already have.
Yeah,
Yeah, we do.
That's what I said, like, our hands are tied technically, we can't do anything else, everything's
Well,
already on the
we're just
books.
Well, that front
Legislators.
yard
That's
garden,
right.
like, so that's
we're
pretty.
And
not,
some
we're not
legislators.
the
Oh,
administrators.
yeah,
The
you see
Mr.
that?
Garden
Ricky?
up above.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah,
Looking in your direction.
it's awful, like, what's the fence for? I know,
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, but
anything else?
I think everybody's on the same page
Yeah.
with this.
Think
I
about what you want in there, we'll,
think
try and
about
get some different cities for the permits.
permitting, yeah, exactly.
And then we can tailor something for us. But like you said, we have a lot of laws in place that address a lot of the problems, but
The blight.
yes. Okay, anything else?
No.
Motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Second, meeting adjourned.